Hey guys, Toon Freak here, and today we're going to review Crystal Crisis. This is an indie game that's also a crossover, and this is a weird one. This one is definitely very interesting. If you've ever wanted to play a sort of Tetris-like game that includes Tetsuka characters like Astro Boy and Blackjack, and has a lot of narration by what sounds like Optimus Prime.
A fearless leader goes above and beyond to defend the world from a dancing zombie?
This is definitely the game for you. I played several hours worth of it, and you would think that this game, considering it is a crossover, there's a lot of other video game characters in it, would actually be fairly simple. But in reality, only 2 blocks drop at a time of different colors. And it actually makes the game a heck of a lot harder than regular Tetris because you have to think very quickly on your feet and you only get literally 2 blocks at a time. It looks easier than it actually is. There's like a lot of sub rules, and it came with an entire booklet of these random combinations of colors. The one, this one is kind of I would say a niche market, just because unless you really like Tetsuka or crossovers or really love Tetris, this one is going to frustrate you because it was very, very difficult. Not to say it was bad. There is English narration between each of the levels in story mode, but the cutscenes themselves are actually subtitled in Japanese, so it's Japanese with subs.
コスプレか何かじゃない？僕は騙されないぞ。君もどうせあのクリスタル狙ってるんだよね。
Only the strongest heroes stand a chance.
It's a very interesting game. It revolves around you trying to retrieve this thing called the Red Crystal.
The red crystal. The raw fusion of madness and power. Its synthesis has born a dangerous rift. A cosmic gate, connecting worlds never before known to each other, is now open.
The beginning animation to this game, it has an incredibly catchy theme song. Like, really catchy. The animation was okay, but the theme song is, wow, that is an excellent theme song. In fact, a lot of the songs you'll be hearing while you're playing the Tetris-like parts of this game are very poppy. They're very upbeat. It kind of reminds me of sort of DDR type music. With this one, it's just I don't know if I bet it would be really fun to play with friends. The rules in terms of where the blocks go and what the numbers mean and how you place them in certain places is kind of convoluted. It's a little bit confusing. Each character has its own power and its own power up, and the blocks have to be placed in very specific ways to get power ups for that particular character. So this one is definitely a challenge if you're up for it. I did get the physical version, and it did include Infinity Cube toy, which is kind of fun if you get the physical version. If not, you're not missing much except for that cube and the actual booklet that gives you a list of every single character and their combinations in terms of how to stack the blocks correctly. This one I would only recommend for really hardcore fans and people that really want to get into a very kind of difficult Tetris simulator, because while it is fun to play, it's also just a smidge bit confusing. Although, I will admit, it was incredibly charming to be able to see all of these different characters together in one game. And there aren't a lot of games out there that get released in the United States that include things like Osamu Tezuka's characters. So, I'll give it definitely give it props for that. This one, it does kind of wear and tear on your patience after a while just because of how hard and how difficult of a game it is. So I would give this one more of a maybe 5.5, or 6 out of 10. If you really love crossovers, or you're a really big fan of Tetsuka or any of that stuff, definitely give it a look-see. It's definitely an interesting one, if nothing else.
Better watch your back, I believe. Gotta get you down.